Hi, my name is Lucas.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lohan.
Let's pretend that you didn't see that, and that you're watching this before the big snap. In a time when grass is still green, and the sky is less orange. In a time when you can still purchase things on the 3DS eShop. Blap! In this video I'm going to pretend that you already know what most Nintendo franchises are and what they're about. So I'm not going to delve too deep into these games and review them. Instead, I'm hoping to point you in the right direction of a franchise and tell you what you should maybe pick up before it's gone. For those who are watching this after the shutdown of the 3DS eShop,
I wish you well on your sailing trip.
as you might know, the Wii U and 3DS eShops are closing in March 2023, but ways of adding funds with a credit card ends in May 2022, and adding funds using an eShop card ends in August 2022. We're losing a lot of good games, and the prices of physical copies get more rare and more expensive as time goes on. My experience with the Wii U is playing Darksiders 2 at a gaming expo for 5 minutes, so my focus will be more on what I know.
The Nintendo 3DS.
I will mention a game on the Wii U if I do have experience with it, like some DS games on the Virtual Console and the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Those are the first games on the list. Write them down.
The games on this list are in no particular order. I'll still try and keep everything as organized as possible, but sometimes... To start off, there are tons of great classics on the Virtual Console and games specifically ported to the 3DS. The first game that comes to mind is the Excitebike 3D, which is now in full screen and has a 3D background. A lot of the NES and SNES titles worth getting are already part of the Nintendo Switch Online subscription, but purchasing them on the Wii U or 3DS are great ways to own the games, even after a subscription model runs out or gets discontinued. So if you have anything special you love playing and would like to preserve it for future play sessions, you should consider jumping on them now. For those watching this after the eShop closure,
I know what you're gonna do with this information.
jumping right back to Metroid. Between the 3DS and Wii U, you can play all the Metroid games that came before Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch. This is the only time I'm going to mention the Wii U this much, because I know these entries. I've never finished one, but hope to someday achieve this. I'm also going to mention the originals and remakes together, as some gamers love retro classics, and others prefer a more modern and approachable gaming experience. You can get the original Metroid from the NES on the Virtual Console, but I feel that a better way to experience the story from the first game is to rather play Metroid Zero Mission, that came out on the Game Boy Advance, and is available on the Wii U. If you're wondering why I recommend this, you should check out my next video. Next we've got Metroid 2 Return of Samus from the NES on the Virtual Console, and the 2017 remake of the game Metroid Samus Returns, available on the 3DS. The third and fourth entries to pick up in the series is Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion. They are both available on the Wii U, but Super Metroid is also available on the new 3DS. Yes, I said new 3DS.
Or any 3DS, if you use the ways given to us by the sailors.
You can also pick up the trilogy of the spin-off series Metroid Prime on the Wii U.
Write it down.
Then, we move on to Nintendo's favorite mascot.
Luigi!
Two great titles to pick up on the 3DS are Luigi's Mansion, which is a remake of the original from the GameCube, and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was created exclusively for the 3DS. These awesome little ghost hunting games are packed with levels of fun to explore with the best brother. I would love to see these make it to the Nintendo Switch in the future. Next on the list is a less known IP of Nintendo, and the brother of their mascot, Mario.
For some reason, Nintendo loves to throw this guy's face and name on different titles, probably hoping that one of them would stick.
This Mario guy shows up in a lot of popular titles, which are mainly successful due to Luigi being part of it in some way. There are tons of games themed around this guy, like the Mario Kart series. You can find Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, and it's an okay entry in the series. It's a good Mario Kart game if you're looking for one, but I feel like there isn't much that makes it stand out from previous Mario Kart entries. It is still a great experience nonetheless. You can also pick up Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, but the Nintendo Switch remake Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a better way to experience that game. If retro and 2D games are more your thing, you can pick up all the classic Super Mario Bros. Titles on the Virtual Console. Looking for more action? Then you can pick up Super Smash Bros. 3DS and Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Both are great entries on their platforms, featuring Luigi, and all the other platform brawling fun you love from this fighting franchise. The game that is famous for saving the 3DS, apart from the price drop that saved the 3DS, is Mario 3D Land. It is fun. It is one of the few 3DS games that I play with the 3D feature activated, and it is fun.
Keep writing all of this.
For more 2D Mario fun, you can pick up New Super Mario Bros. 2 or Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo 3DS. The services to upload levels have been discontinued in Mario Maker, but you can still build your own levels or download some that are already uploaded. If you work in the medical field, you can pick up Dr. Mario Miracle Cure. Another good Mario-themed puzzle game, but without Mario, is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Although, it is also available with more levels on the Nintendo Switch. There are also a bunch of sports-themed Mario games, such as Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. You also get Mario Golf World Tour and Mario Tennis Open, but the game I would recommend the most is Mario Sports Superstars, which includes tennis and golf, along with soccer, baseball and horse riding. Paper Mario Sticker Star is also available and not a topic I would like to get involved with. If you're more into role-playing games, then there are also a few Mario and Luigi games on the 3DS, which are Mario and Luigi Dream Team, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions.
See how they try and push this Mario guy? By putting his name in front of the alphabetically superior Luigi.
For more platforming fun, you can pick up the classic Donkey Kong Country games from the SNES on the new 3DS via the Virtual Console, or jump into Donkey Kong Country Returns on any 3DS. If you like games that suck, there are a ton of Kirby adventures to be found on the 3DS, from retro titles such as Kirby's Dream Land on the Virtual Console, to 3DS titles such as Kirby Triple Deluxe. Kirby games have always felt a little easy and short to me, but still offer fun experiences. Kirby titles I would recommend looking out for on the 3DS are Kirby Planet Robot and Kirby Epic Yarn. Kid Icarus Uprising is also available on the 3DS. Although it has some controls that might be strange to get used to, it is still a gem not to be missed. A classic title remade for the 3DS that looks amazing.
Pew 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 pew.
Write this down.
Pew pew pew.
Starfox 64 3D is sure to scratch your Starfox itch. It makes great use of the 3DS's 3D functionality and is a great title to add to your collection. If you like turn-based games, then the 3DS has loads of titles to satisfy. One of the notable franchises is Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Three Houses is amazing on the Nintendo Switch, and many new fans to the franchise might want to explore its past. You can get 3 titles, namely Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fates, and Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentina. If you had to pick just one, I would recommend Awakening. If you're a fan of The Legend of Zelda, then there are loads of great titles to pick up. For classic Legend of Zelda lovers, there are a bunch of titles on the Virtual Console,
Write this down.
such as the original entry in this series, Zelda 2 Adventure of Link, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons. The Legend of Zelda title I would recommend the most on the 3DS is A Link Between Worlds. It shares many similarities with A Link to the Past, but stands as a title on its own. If you're looking for some 3D Legend of Zelda titles, you can pick up the awesome Nintendo 64 remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. On the new 3DS, you can also pick up A Link to the Past and Hyrule Warriors, although Hyrule Warriors is also available on the Nintendo Switch.
So...
If you want to chill out and forget about your problems, you can always pick up Animal Crossing New Leaf or Welcome Amiibo.
they're basically the same thing. Write this down.
It's Animal Crossing as you know and love, with a few less quality of life updates, as in New Horizons. Something I miss in the 3DS version is decorating outside, but on the other hand, you can play mini games on consoles that you can obtain in the game, which New Horizons lacks. If you want more Animal Crossing fun, you can also pick up Happy Home Designer, which is a standalone game on the 3DS, but still interacts with the main Animal Crossing game through some features. Next is the main reason I got my 3DS.
Pokemon!
The 3DS is a paradise for Pokemon games and offers more choices than you can eat. On the Virtual Console, you can get the original Gen 1 titles, Red, Blue and Yellow, and Gen 2 titles, Gold, Silver and Crystal. Gen 3 titles show up as the remakes, Omega Ruby and Sapphire, which adds a lot of features to make the adventure feel fresh. You also get Pokemon X and Y, which were the first real Pokemon titles on the 3DS, and contains one of my favorite Pokemon, Greninja. Pokemon Sun and Moon should be passed for the superior Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon on the system. You should pick up the free Pokemon Sun and Moon demo, as it is the only way to get Greninja with Shadow Bond. Another good idea would be to pick up the Pokebank while you still can. Features of the Pokebank will become free in the future, so it might be a good idea to get it even if you're not into Pokemon at the moment.
Just give it time. Eventually everyone grows a heart.
Also, pick up the free Pokemon Picross game in the 3DS eShop. If you're an RPG fan, there are more games than you can play on the 3DS. One series that stands out is the Dragon Quest series. My recommendations would be the Dragon Quest VII and Dragon Quest VIII remakes. Dragon Quest X on the 3DS on the other hand is an MMO, so think twice before picking it up. Bravely Default is another fantastic RPG series, and you can even pick up the second entry in the series, which is Bravely Second, and not to be mistaken with Bravely Default 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Bravely Second brings a lot of quality of life updates that fans wanted from the first game, but overall, the story of Bravely Default wins my top pick in this series. A company that has released an array of amazing games on the Nintendo 3DS is Atlus.
You know them. They're the company who created for awesome Persona games that will never come to the Nintendo Switch.
Almost any title by Atlus on the 3DS can be seen as a gem and would come recommended. Most of his games sometimes has a mechanic or two that makes them stand out from other RPGs, which makes them daunting to pick up for new players. But the payoff in the end is always awesome, with these titles easily becoming standout titles in a genre that has become somewhat stale in recent years. Specific titles I would like to point out by Atlus are the Shin Megami Tensei titles, which are Shin Megami Tensei 4, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hacker, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker, and Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux 3DS.
So that should keep you busy for a while. Are you even writing this down?
You also get a lot of other great RPG games to look at, such as the Yokai Watch series, which feels akin to Pokemon, Tomodachi Life, Fantasy Life, Ruin Factory, Story of Seasons, and Ever Oasis. If you do a little digging, you can find a lot of amazing gems to keep you busy for hours. If playing with cute monsters is your thing, I would definitely recommend the Monster Hunter series. For a more Pokemon-like experience, you can pick up the spin-off Monster Hunter Stories. If you're looking for a fuller Monster Hunter experience, you can pick up Monster Hunter Generations, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, or my recommended title, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which offers the fullest Monster Hunter experience in my opinion. If you like being a lawyer or objecting to things, you can pick up the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. And if you're into puzzles and mystery, you can pick up the Professor Layton games on the 3DS. If you're into both of these things, you can pick up Professor Layton vs Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, which is an awesome crossover game. Another recommendation that comes to mind is Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, which is a great portable entry in the series and doesn't need for cloud to be played.
It had to be said.
Some final mentions I would like to squeeze in is Shovel Knight. Although this one is also available on the Nintendo Switch, it feels more at home on the 3DS. Pushmo or Pool Blocks, depending on where you live, is a great puzzle game to check out. Terraria is available on the 3DS and many other platforms. The 3DS version, however, has some items and creatures not available in other versions of the game, so it is a great pick if you would like to experience more Terraria. Pucci and Yoshi's Woolly World is another great and unique although somewhat short experience to look at, as well as the super fun WarioWare games. By now, I know that you probably haven't even started writing down the list of recommendations.
Shame on you!
For those who could actually keep up and write down everything they want, good job!
Now burn the list.
The 3DS is an awesome portable gaming device, which has some fun features that are unique to its experience. It has a huge library of games worth playing and preserving, as it will probably be a long time before we ever see some of these experiences being able to be enjoyed in the way they were intended to be enjoyed. Although hugely successful, Nintendo could have achieved so much more than they did with the 3DS.
Hit that like and subscribe button and join me next time as we hack this little amazing thing to unlock its full potential.